transfer effectively. All right, that is all the news for today. Now let's do our check-ins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Who would like to check in? Who has something good to share? Tell us your name and tell us what you're sharing. Say your name, say your name. Nobody got that? Okay. Anybody got something good to share? Who is sharing? Come on, who's starting to call? You know I'm gonna call your name anyway. I will go to the roster and call your name, even if you don't wanna share. Okay? That's Ansley, that's Syed, that's Jose. I'm getting there. Smiley, happy. You're not phone, you are. I'll get it. I'll go to the roster, I'll get your names. So, who has something to share? Who would like to share first? Really? Okay. I'm the teacher, I should do the work, okay? Let me get my roster and do it the diplomatic way. Thank you all very much for making me feel like I'm a teacher right now. I appreciate it. DC's class 47718. On, let's see. Janae's not here. Fatima's not here. Julian's not here. Samiria's not here. Gracia. Aha. T. Tell us something good.
My name is Grecia, and I
Gracia, thank you. She's like, Gracia, no. Gracia.
and I recently bought a truck.
She just brought a truck. See, she was waiting. Yeah. Here, I'm gonna ask you, this is for your gas. Gas for your truck. But don't put it in a tank. All right, Gracia, isn't that great? She bought a truck. Who just bought a truck? Anybody got a truck? I know you bought a car. You got a car, yeah. All righty. All right, Haley, not here. Sharde, not here. Jose, tell us something good.
Woke up.
You woke up. Good. Here's for waking up. Yay. All right, Ansley, tell us something good.
I completed 4 assignments last night.
4 assignments last night. That is good. I wish I had that energy. I wanted to do some homework, but I would do it. That's for completing assignments and help you on the next one. All right, Anthony's not here. Leah's not here. Home. Tell us something good.
Just got bad news. That's my uncle and he died already. Yeah. It's okay. He's talking and he died. And you know, we got a big thing. And somebody they hacked my Bitcoin and they lost 35,000.
And they lost.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a very bad news. That's okay.
So 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Wow.
That's okay. It's a lie. It is what it is.
It is. We'll be praying for your family. Those who pray for his family, keep his family in prayer. Someone passed,
That's right.
but concerning the business, there will be a turnaround.
Yeah, that's right.
You will bounce back.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Here.
Appreciate that.
This, I'm sorry you can't
That's
spend
okay.
this one. You can't spend this.
That's it.
But from my heart, I wish you could spend it. All right, but then I can't give students money, so I'm glad it's chocolate. All right. All right, it'll be bribery. And see, you just popped in and I have to give you something different. All right, Syed, tell us something.
Well,
Good.
let's see. Well, end of March is coming.
Okay, the end of March is coming. That's good.
Yeah.
That means it's not the beginning. All right. That's a good one. We look forward to the end of March here. This is for looking forward to the end of March. And I don't know why I want to call you Jonathan. You're not Jonathan. You're Matthew. No, you're not a Matthew. That's Matthew sits back there. You are. I know you know. You're not Julian. Anthony. That's what it is. I see Jonathan Anthony. You know, got an A. Work in your name. Tell us something good.
I finished a job yesterday, like a
You finished your job, that's good. And the last young lady, why do I always forget this name? It's not Tamaya. You're not Adrian, you're not Yareli. I think I said your name, you just didn't answer. Yes, I know I said your name, you did not answer. Because you are definitely. Okay, what's your name? Leah, yeah, I said your name, Leah. All right, tell us something good. See, I'm sorry, I'm out of good stuff, I'm not good. You came late, apologize. I was supposed to give it out already. Tell us something good. Finish your essay. Oh, this is for finishing your job. And this is for finishing your essay. See, what teacher, what professor gives out candy, right? All right, there's always something good. So, oh no, if I had something, it's yours, okay? But I only grabbed a handful. It was for the staff, but I just took it to give to my students, so. All right, everyone is doing well. Now, today's lesson is on reading. Aren't you glad you woke up, came to class to learn about reading? Do you know how to read? I'm sure everybody does, right?
Yes.
There's different ways to read. There's a way to improve your reading. And some people are speed readers. Are there any speed readers here? Or anybody you're a speed reader? Okay. Now, my question to you is, are you faster than the fastest reader in the world? We're going to watch a video on the fastest reader in the world. And I want to know if you're faster than this guy.
Next. Hello,
Hi,
can we know you?
Ebenezer.
Obey.
I saw what you did there. You are quite funny.
Oh.
I'm Ebenezer, the reader. I'm the fastest reader in the world.
How did you come about that conclusion?
I read 1,679 pages book within 2 seconds.
Wow. You did what? Wait, don't wow. Yes.
I finished, it will shock you to know that I finished reading 1,679 pages book in 2 seconds. Yes, 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Yes. That's why I crown myself the fastest reader in the world.
According to Google Guinness World Record, the fastest reader I think read 83 pages in 1 minute. And to see this, Guinness would have to update their record if you pass this stage, though.
Yeah, they need to. They've not met me. Why? Because I'm not taking my talent out there. I'm just still doing it based on the passion of it.
And you're doing it for passion.
Yes.
And you know what 2 seconds is? That's 1 and then 2.
Yeah.
And you read what again?
1,679 pages.
1,000. Let's cut to the chase. How many pages would you be reading here today?
Okay, I have this book, A Successful Content Creator's Guide. It's a short book. I'm going to read it in a twinkle of an eye.
All right.
Everything, I'm going to read everything.
Do you have
Then,
a copy of the book that we can hold on to and know that you're actually reading it? Let's have a copy of the book.
I see what you guys did there.
We didn't do anything.
It's very good for content creators. I think you should read it when you get home, but don't read it now. Don't read with me. You can't read with me. I'm fast.
Oh, try and
You
catch
can't
up.
read with me. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, catch up. Oh, catch up. All right.
Shall we?
Yes, the floor
Your
is
time. Let's go.
Hold on. Let me open the page. So you read all this 2 seconds, you
said
said.
a twinkle of an eye. Yeah.
All right, twinkle it.
So now, within 1 second, I'm going to finish all this.
All these books.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Watch it. Yes. Go on. What is it?
It was fast, so you didn't know.
What just happened now? What did I do? What is this? What is this now? Talk to us. What did you do? What did you just do?
It's because I'm fast.
You are fast at what? What did you want to tell me? You just finished reading all those books?
Yeah, it's because I'm fast.
I'm still holding in front of my page. Okay, so one of this one, yes. This a successful content or skit creator guide. What does it say? What does it say? The introduction. What is the first thing there? Summarize this book beautifully. What did you learn from the book that you just read? Read it out. Let me hear you.
So, smile.
You said what?
The first one is pretty.
Is what?
Really.
So what does really mean?
Is there anything like spoken in this book?
Because what I'm seeing here, the first line does not sound like this. So what does that mean?
Let me see.
I will bite your ear. Don't touch it. I will chew your meat. Are you crazy? You can't let me talk with you. Summarize what of this? Oh yeah.
I was fast. I just read. I can read fast.
You read, you don't assimilate, you don't understand what you are reading. Then what's the point? How can you be reading what is not going in? You are just, anybody can do what you just did. Yes. So now, what kind of talent is this? Judge yourself.
I saw someone do it on the internet, and I said, okay, this will be nice.
I feel you and that person is stupid. Yes. Because there's no way you will carry a book and do free and that's it. And you are telling me you are not okay for any reason. Yes. Because you can. Yeah. Free.
All right. For those of you who appreciated that little humor, the fastest reader was able to make some sounds but did not understand what he was reading. So, for us, our discussion today is on reading. You read to understand, not for speed. All right, so what kind of reader are you? How many of you are just readers? So when you're not in class, you don't have a project, you go home and you read a book. How many of you are that type of person? Many people are not now, but I encourage you to read more. Try to discipline yourself, force yourself to read more. It helps to build your vocabulary, expand your mind, give you exposure to the world. And it just gives you different insight, different perspective. And it also builds your critical thinking skills. Because when you're reading, you have to understand, you have to think about what's really being said. So it's something that will help your brain. Read for retention, not for speed. All right, so when you are reading, you need to get prepared. The power strategies is the main basis of all of the courses. So you will always see references to the power strategies. Prepare, after you prepare, you do what? After preparation, power, P-O-W-E-R. After you prepare, you get what? O. After organize, you do what? W. Do the work, and then you E. Evaluate, and then R. Rethink. Okay, so prepare. So when you're reading, get prepared, get your outlines, your overviews, look at the subject headings, know why am I reading, what's the purpose, is it for fun, or do I need this information for my job or for school? When you prepare, preparation includes looking at the table of contents, looking at the information that is present, and to know what information you will be reading. Now, one tip about the table of contents, whenever you have a book that you have to read, when you go to the table of contents, it would definitely tell you where you know, the chapter that you're reading, but also it would show you other information in that book that might be beneficial for you. So I encourage you to always look at the table of contents in case there's some more in text, some more information in there that would be beneficial to you to read. So get the outline of the chapters in advance, you know, check the end for the summaries. Those are always good to check at the end. And also get instruction for your instructor on any information you need about those chapters. Gather the tools. Do I need tools to read? No, but you can use them. Highlighters, pens, paper, get ready to take notes or to highlight and key information. Now, when you're reading, think about your attention span. How long is your attention span? If you're reading something and it's changing, you know, you're reading this text, we're reading this, determine how long your reading assignment will take. As you're looking at this screen and listening to me, if your mind went to Mexico or the Bahamas, then you know your attention span might be a little short. All right, so you have to discipline yourself to increase your attention span. You know, some people would say, okay, I have ADHD, or they have this or they have that. It may be a real issue that you have, but in many cases, if you're not on medication, then you have to train yourself to focus. That's it. You can focus. It might take more training. Watch your diet. Sometimes food will trigger things, or certain smells might trigger things, and certain people actually. So, you know, pay attention to the other things. When you're reading, stay focused. Read in small bites. Give yourself time to get the reading done. Take breaks if you need to. If you read a lot online, it could affect your eyes. So sometimes I've experienced in the past, my eyes will get weak as far as being able to see the information. So if I'm writing a lot and have to read and do research and writing and reading your research, after some time, it's like I don't see the screen. I just see everything is all mixed together. So I have to go outside, get some sunlight, get some fresh air, just rest my brain and my eyes. So if you're feeling fatigued with your eyes or your mind, take a break, get fresh air, but focus. You know, sometimes we experience this just because of procrastination. We don't want to do the work. That's the thing. You feel like, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I gotta do this. You just don't want to do your work, okay? So deal with that. Do your work. Discipline yourself. Know that when you do it, it's done. All right, write while you read. Some people are the writers. That's how you learn. So you need to write information down. The more you write it down, the more you will understand it. Okay, so write while you're reading. All right, memory. We will talk about memory. The secret of memory. Now, memorization can be accomplished and strengthened with certain techniques and tools. All right, the first one we'll talk about is rehearsal. Now, someone tell me, when you were in elementary school, what did you have to rehearse over and over and over again to learn it? What class, what assignment do you remember? Something you had to rehearse. Rehearsing is saying it over and over and over again. Tell me something that you learned. Vocabulary, yes. Vocabulary words, that's good. Especially have to pronounce it, say the definitions over and over again. What else did you learn by rehearsal? Your lunch number? You remember, what's your lunch number? You don't remember now. But what else did you have to learn by rehearsal when you're in elementary? Any math students here? Multiplication, did you rehearse it? Now see, I learned in my previous class that everyone did not learn it by rehearsal. They learned it by taking time tests or repetition. Okay, repetition and rehearsal is two different things. So how many of you learn math more from repetition? Like your multiplication table specifically. Did you learn it from repetition or rehearsal? Which one? Repetition. taking the test over and over again. See, back in the day, you had to say it. Your math facts, everybody's saying it. They're saying it, echoing it all throughout the class. Okay, so that works as well. So rehearsal, you see, is repeating here. So rehearsal and repetition can go together. Repetition is more repeated steps over and over. Rehearsal is that it has to be, you're saying it, you're doing it, you're saying it, you're saying it. So as you're speaking it, it gets into your brain too. So that's a very strong strategy for memorizing anything. So whether you're in your job, and there's some steps that you need to learn, rehearsal is good. Rehearsal is very important strategy. Now, another strategy for memorizing important information is mnemonics. Mnemonics use words, sounds to help you learn. You have the acronyms, the acrostics, and rhymes and jingles. So for the acronyms and acrostics are similar, but acronyms is something that more people resonate with the most. And if I say, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, what does that mean to you? PIM does, right? And what does PIM does? Give me a P. E.
Exponent,
Uh-huh.
division, multiplication, addition, subtraction.
Everybody's head was like, that was funny. Yes, see, he remembered it because he learned it, and I learned it. I learned this when I was in middle school, so I learned it, my children learned it, and they're still teaching it because it's effective. PIMDIS in itself is not what's effective. It's that the acronym is effective. So you have to learn specific things. You make it into an acronym, you will remember it. Like a sentence, you will remember it. Okay? Now, question, how did you learn how to say the ABCs when you were 5 years old? How did you learn? Tell me what it sounded like when you learned it. What's the song? How did you learn ABCs? Okay, what did they tell you?
A, B, C, and they hold my hand and drive.
Okay, did they sing it in a song?
No.
Okay, see, that's different, right? So, but for some people, how did you learn the ABCs? By the song, A, B, C, D. So you didn't learn A, you just learned A, B, C, right? A, B, C, this is not fun, you're gonna learn this. But the reason why they use music for children is because it sticks with children longer. But at the same time, you can see, he didn't learn A, B, C, D, but you learned your ABCs, right?
Okay.
Yeah, children can learn anyway. But even as adults, music is a very good tool for memorization because music sticks with you. Now, somebody, give me a song that you remember when you were in middle school. That you don't, it doesn't play anymore right now, but it's a very popular song when you're in middle school, your favorite song. I won't know it, it's okay. But what song was it? You got a song back in the day, huh?
I really don't remember.
Okay.
There's a lot of songs.
Okay, just pick one of the songs back in the day, not something now. Something that was way back.
Check.
Are you gonna check it?
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a store and they started playing music and it's your song? And you can start singing it even if you haven't heard it in many years? Okay, that happens. I mean, songs from like 70s, 80s, they start playing it. Whitney Houston, I wanna dance with somebody. When did the last they played a Whitney Houston song, okay? And some of you are like, who is Whitney Houston? But you got your song?
Yeah.
What is
Called 100 Bad Days by AJR. That was a song I keep playing over and over.
Okay, does anybody know that song? Okay, but you remember the song. Like if the music starts, you can start singing every line, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the power of music in memory. So if you need to learn something important, make it into a song. Make it into a song and it'll be harder to forget it, okay? That's why, especially if you have significant events in your life and there's music playing, you'll remember it. When that song comes on, you'll remember that time, the people, or whatever is happening. So music is very powerful. Another very powerful way to strengthen your memory is through your senses, your sensory. You have sound, smell, movement or even visual images that helps to remind you of certain things. Does anybody have a sound? When you hear this sound, you remember something very specific. It takes you back to this. You know, no matter what it is, but when you hear that sound, oh, it reminds you of something else. Does anybody have a sound associated? Huh? A dodgeball? It has a certain sound? Let's see. If you don't play dodgeball, you wouldn't know. So if somebody has a ball, that type of ball that, and it hits the court, you know that's a dodgeball, right? Versus a basketball or anything else, right? Yeah. See, that's very powerful. Okay, what about a smell? Anybody have a certain smell? And when you smell this, oh, it reminds me of this. Reminds me of that. Any smells? Candles? Reminds you of something specific? Like what? You know, whenever I talk about these smells, there's always something associated with grandmothers. I'm a grandmother. I need to do something with my kid. I need to give her a creative memory for her. I might just do something on purpose. So she's like, yeah, when I was younger, my grandmama did this with me. I don't know. I don't have no grandmother smells and stuff. Things. But memory is, smells trigger memory. But I think you're a kinesthetic learner, right? And if you are that type of learner, those are the things that you're gonna remember the most. Okay, I might remember what I've heard faster than you would remember what you heard, but you remember that smell faster. So it just depends on how we learn. And what about visual? If you see a picture of a triangle or any type of odd or abstract thing, it reminds you of something specific. Anybody is visual? Like whenever you see this, you think of this. If it's something in the family, something that's important to you. If not, all right, visualize. Another trick to improve memory is visualization and overlearning. You cannot overlearn or overstudy. The more you pack yourself with that information, the easier it is to recall it. You know, you push a button and it just starts coming out. So study, be full of your information. Because once you're full of it, hey, it has no other choice but to come out of you. All right, so make the information really familiar to you, understand it, comprehend it, and find applicable ways to apply it. Now we're talking about learning disabilities. Difficulties in processing information in reading, writing, listening, or speaking. This is how learning disabilities manifest. I've worked with special needs students for 16 years, okay? And one of my students can read, but doesn't comprehend what he reads. So, you know, the mom's like, oh, my child can read. Like, yes, he can read, that's wonderful. He doesn't understand what he just read, you know? One has to, you can read it, you have to go back and talk through, just to get understanding. So if you have somebody that is dealing with learning disabilities, know that number one, it doesn't mean a lack of intelligence. The same young man, very intelligent, knows how to communicate, do other things, but when it comes down to reading, that's a challenge, okay? So when you're working with people with different abilities, do not disdain one because you think that they're not as intelligent. That may not be true. And it has no bearing on their IQ either. So a disability means simply what it is. It means that ability may not be as easy for them to do as it is for other people to do it. So be aware of that on your workplace, in your families, also in school. Now, if you are a person with learning disabilities or challenges, I'll say it that way, there is help for you, there's specific treatments available, and then also this school has the obligation to provide accommodations. So if you have challenges processing information, accommodations should be made for you, all right? So make sure you seek out to get those accommodations. Now, this last point here, trouble with reading a sound, it does not necessarily mean there's a learning disability. What is true is that some students, and some of my students shared this in the classes, that because English is a second language, and they may have learned English later, you know, maybe, from 10 years and higher. When their reading assignments is challenging understanding it, because they have to interpret it in their language and then know what to do to process it. So is there anybody here that had that challenge? Okay, oh, okay, two, okay, all right, so tell us about that. Share with us, educate us.
It was hard.
Oh, it was hard? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, explain, and help, you know, some people may not understand. So explain like some of the challenges, the difficulties, or what it was like for you when it was hard at that time.
Well, I'm not sure if it was just my teachers, but they didn't let me speak Spanish in class because
Okay,
they didn't understand it. Or
okay,
other students didn't understand it, so I would have to speak English even though I couldn't,
okay,
because they thought I was speaking really about them. And I was like, it was hard because like, how can I talk to them like, I don't know, like ask for help when I needed it and I didn't understand something because they would just talk to me in English and I would be like, what are you saying? But I guess that was just hard.
no, that's a powerful insight, because if you're not in education, then you won't understand the challenges. So what you just shared just gave you more insight why the ESL systems are set up. You know, I understand it and I appreciate it, but from what you said, it makes it more clear as why that is a very necessary tool in education. Because it's like you're reading something and you need to explain that you don't understand. You can't say that. You can't even, it's like, there's nothing that can be done. So that's powerful. Thank you for sharing that. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
When I was younger, I was raised by my grandma, and she doesn't speak English like that. So when it was time to go to school, I didn't really understand. Because everything I heard in school, it wasn't in English.
Yeah, that can be very challenging, and then that sometimes can be intimidating. But to me, man, that is awesome, that one is able to transition and conquer and do this thing. Yes, go all the way, PhDs, both of you. Yes, teach the world. So this is awesome. And you know, my challenge to all of us who only speak one language, learn, okay? We need to learn. I will challenge myself by next year. I will learn another language and endeavor to be fluent in it by the end of next year. Because it's not easy. Imagine going to somewhere else and to learn in another language that's not your natural language. So all of this is to say is that sometimes reading assignment does not necessarily mean that there's a learning disability. It could be a lot of different reasons why one is not able to get that information. But get the help that you need. Get the help, ask for help. It's your right to ask for help. You know, that's something in school as a student, child, you may not have known, but now you realize it's your right. You have to help, you know. But then also do your best to get that information, get peer support, make sure that you're successful. All right, after you're reading, evaluate the text. Look at the important major themes. Look at what the author is saying. Does it make sense? What does it all mean? Make sure you can get that information and understand the whole purpose of that reading assignment. Now at the end, congratulate yourself for finishing the reading. Okay, we'll take it. If you oh, good job, I read the book I need to read. If you're that type of person, then, you know, that one is for you. But for me, hey, do what you have to do, period, the end. Your reward is your goal that you will achieve at the end. And rethink. After you read it, think about it 24 hours, at least within 24 hours. It helps to permeate in your memory. Reread difficult passages. If you read something like, you know what, I'm still not getting that. Go back over it again and again and again. Thinking deeply and critically is a skill that many people are not practicing enough. Critical thinking, thinking behind the text, looking at you to understand, what does this really mean? What is it talking about? Who does it affect? You know, just thinking beyond what is written. That is very important. That'll help you in life. That will help you a lot. So, keep reading, because learning changes everything. All right, my good people, have a wonderful, beautiful Thursday.